This ruling, a sigh of relief for so many faced with domestic abuse. The World Health Organization estimates that about 1 in 3 women will be abused by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Before the ruling here in the U.S., Lindsay Davis spoke with 2 women who survived being shot by their partners multiple times. Now women like Kate Ranta share their stories to advocate for others. We do want to warn you that some of the subject matter in this story is disturbing.
With the threat of sea change on the horizon, Kate Ranta remains vigilant. She does not want to go back to the past.
Nobody would listen to me. I was flipping out.
She distinctly recalls knowing something terrible was going to happen.
I had told so many people for so long, and nobody would do anything.
And then it did, on November 2nd, 2012.
911, what is your emergency? Please, please, my estranged husband is here, and he's trying to get into my... Give me your address. Give me your address, ma'am. Ma'am. He's trying to kill you out.
He knelt down, like on the other side of the kitchenette table, and had the gun, and he was kneeling right next to William. And he had the gun pointed at me and was kind of like taunting and playing with me with it. And all of a sudden, Will screamed out, and again, he had just turned 4. He just turned 4. He screamed out, "Don't do it, Daddy, don't shoot Mommy."
I'm sorry. You're dying? I know.
It was while she was in the process of divorcing U.S. Air Force Major Thomas Maffei that he shot her twice. Once in her breast, once in her hand. He also shot her father, all in front of little William, who was just 4 years old.
It wasn't like in the movies and on TV. The police didn't come kick the door in and shoot and kill the bad guy. Nobody was coming in to save us. So either I was going to die on that floor or try to get out the door. So I did, and I really thought that he was just going to shoot me from behind as I left.
Bleeding profusely, she was lucky to get out alive.
Survivor advocate and author Kate Ranta joins us now. Kate, thanks so much for being here. We do appreciate it. Right off the bat, I'd just like to get your reaction to the Supreme Court's decision.
Relief. I would love to say that this is a big celebration, but more than anything, I feel relief. This court has, I haven't had a lot of faith that the right decision would be made. So I feel very, very relieved today that the decision came down the way that it did.
You've said in the past that you had attempted to get a permanent restraining order against your ex, but you were only granted extended temporary orders. So I'm wondering, what kind of changes do you think need to happen for women, or really anyone who is reporting partner abuse?
We need to believe women out the gate. My story, unfortunately, is one of system failure. I thought that I was doing the right thing. I did just leave, like women are always told to do when they find themselves in abusive situations. I went and got a temporary restraining order. The guns were able to be removed from the home. I lived in Florida at the time. But, just more needs to be done. This doesn't go far enough. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get a conviction on domestic violence. Again, I couldn't even get a permanent restraining order, let alone a conviction. So it's just, we still have a long way to go, despite this ruling today.
Yeah, and Kate, for our viewers who don't know the situation, I just want to explain. Your ex-husband was found guilty and convicted of 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, burglary of a dwelling, aggravated assault with a firearm, shooting into an occupied dwelling. He's now serving a 60-year prison sentence. As a survivor of that kind of domestic violence, what was your experience like? I know you said you wish you had known this or that, but what was your experience like with the legal system?
It was horrific. The family court system had let me down time and time again. Again, I had tried to get a permanent restraining order and was denied several times. My divorce had stalled by the time the shooting occurred. I had tried to move forward, and the system just was not allowing me to do it. So it's extremely frustrating, and it's extremely dangerous when you're trying to leave and you're not protected by the system that's in place to protect you and your children.
You become an extremely powerful voice of advocacy. I'm wondering if you could give two pieces of advice. One, to those in a domestic situation that they are trying to desperately leave for safety's sake, and also a piece of advice to those who love someone who is desperately trying to get out of a situation like that. What would you say?
Yeah, so right, to women that are in it, I mean, first of all, it's not your fault and you're not alone. Domestic violence comes with a lot of blame and shame on women, and not, frankly, on the men that are perpetuating this violence. Why did you stay? Why didn't you leave sooner? Why didn't you see the signs? I wouldn't put up with that kind of stuff. So you're not alone. And if you are ready to leave, make sure that you have a safety plan, because that was something that I didn't even know about when I was in my situation. I had no idea about safety planning. And I think that it's really important, once you make that decision to leave, that you're able to leave as safely as possible. And to family members, my own family, they were very, very supportive of me through this entire situation, including one time when I went back to him after some of the abuse. They never gave up on me. And so to people that love those that are in a situation like this, please don't give up on them.
All right, Kate Ranta, thanks so much. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
And we want to let you know, if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic or intimate partner abuse, please reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's 1-800-799-7233, or you can just text the word START to 88788.